This is your daily market review for Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is daily market review Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Hopefully you're having a great week. Interesting week. The sequence of the chop and the drop and the flop and the pop and all that stuff was a little out of whack compared to where I thought it would play out, but in the end, basically got the action they expected. Now, moving forward, we know tomorrow's a holiday, so again, won't be doing any recordings, but be aware that Friday is a jobs number day, and we have jobs numbers. Will they finally be updated to what I would consider the more likely numbers versus always revised going on afterwards? Or are we going to go back to just this fake news reporting on data? We'll see. Again, who knows? But either way, you have to manage your positions accordingly. You can't play off of what you want or hope happens. And so, again, we talked about at some point the pop on Monday would get sold and then there would be chop. I thought the chop would be yesterday and the drop would be today. Well, we got the drop yesterday and the chop today. So, whatever. It is what it is. Again, you had to know the levels, and that's all that really matters. And then willing to act. Willingness to act. That is the key. When you trade, you have to learn how to define your risk, manage your trades, and just take the overthinking out of it. It should be very systematic, very robotic. Get in here, take profits here. This is my plan. Keep it simple, stupid kind of stuff. Again, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room link description below. If you need help with that, want to learn how to trade better, use the link in the description. Let's chat for 30 minutes. Again, here's the thing about it, though. If you want to talk about real estate as well, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you do not reach out, and you're one of the 20,000 followers of my social media, and you don't hit me up, I am extremely disappointed. I say that all the time because, again, you get two agents for the price of one. Just did a call today with a guy who is setting up to buy his first house, new build, in Houston, Texas. How freaking awesome. Again, he's going to get a steal of an interest rate because that's what I've been telling people. New builds are where the value is to get the low interest rates and the discounted prices. Now, builders are throwing everything back in. Again, I could go on a 30-minute rant about this. Point being is if you need help with an agent, holler at your boy. Follow, like, subscribe on Twitter, posting trades. You can actually see my ugly mug and then also some other fun stuff. And then like, subscribe, notification bell, YouTube. And again, if you want to drop a tip, I appreciate it. Links in the description below to PayPal and Venmo. I actually got scammed out of $300 on tickets, but I'll get my money back. It was pretty funny. But also hit the thanks button. Peace in the Middle East. And also website. The getting updated might be a little frazzled right now. Again, I have my web developer tinker with it. Oh, well, getting closer. Yeah, we'll see. I appreciate love, support, generous donations. Let's talk about what to expect. Okay, cool. We know there's a meeting at the end of the month. We know they're not going to do shiznit unless the market melts down. Keep it simple, stupid. Bitcoin, you're welcome. Told you guys. And again, I hate to sound like I'm only going to celebrate my wins. I'll tell you when I'm wrong as well. I thought this would be some sort of retest of the shoulder line, and then we'd retest the range lows. We got both in 2 days. Now what? Now again, keep it simple, stupid. Don't overthink this. If you break 92,000 area, you have to hit the stop button. You can always rebuy if you need to. And we need to get over this area to get back even to the highs of the 106, 107. Right now, it's choppy top. But do not be surprised. This is how this goes. After big up moves, you get chop. You get chop. Oh, it's not going to chop now. We're going to 1 million, Dan. Get the fuck out of here. Forget about it. No, it's not how this works, man. And again, at worst, it's a consolidation. If you're a Bitcoin Uber Bull, that's cool. Again, just manage your positions. Do not, again, it's like almost insulting to their intelligence of people who trade. Like, you've seen this happen many times, but you never act. And you don't act. Why? Oil, starting to get a little tired. We talked about it. Nice run up. Take some profits in the drillers. Talked about that. XOP. And again, the names, we'll talk about it. But here you go. Natural gas. I think, again, I'd look for the pullback. I need to see the VIX break out. I need to see some massive weakness. And then if they throw the baby out with the bathwater, that's where I want to buy it. And if they don't, and there's a rotation just starts into that stuff and it just goes, that's fine. It's going to be multi-year moves, folks. It's like you can't really go wrong here. It's just risk reward. What's the best one in your opinion versus my opinion? Dollar holding up pretty well. Take out the dividend. We're still at the highs. Actually a little higher. Keep an eye on it. Again, I'm not really trading the dollar, but I look at dollar volatility as important. when it's rising consistently and something's going on in the world. TLT, talked about stopping out if you needed to. There's a gap down here around 84 and change, 85, low 85. We talked about this could be a head if this is a head and shoulders bottom. But here's the thing. If you stopped out, cool, your loss is small. If you felt like you had to buy back in today, you don't have to, right? I'd wait. I'd wait to see what happens when you hit these ranges here at 87, or just wait to see if you get and fill that gap. Because again, we talk about this. You get this kind of action, people go, ooh, get excited, and boom, they flush it out, right? Like you want to see retests, right? You want to see building bases, because this is what it could be like this, where you have this chop bottom, you break down, you pop, you fail the 20-day, you retest, then you pop and you have a better move. Again, we played this move. I mean, 89, 90 up to 95 wasn't like game changing, but it's a solid move. Also played some of the moves here. Right here, this 91 up to 101. Yeah, good trading. Again, didn't take all the profit at the highs, but rolled up stops, took gains, fed your family. That's all that matters. VIX said need to get over the mid-19s to break out. Look what we did. Failure. And I mean failure again, whatever you want to call it. Just you need to get over this. Let's just call it what it is. VIVIX, we talk about bottom first, and you're welcome to bottom first and look at it. Right? You bottom there, then when you made a higher low, it's like, all right, well then VIX is probably due to bounce, and there you go. You got your market pullback. Congrats. Simple shit. SPY said, see, this is what I thought. I thought this candle would be right there, and then today would be the big red. No, they just got inverted. Either way, we talked about watching the ranges. We talked about filling the gap. We talked about the 1618. We talked about the blue zone. Again, all of them. If you watch the channel, follow the channel, I guess. You don't necessarily watch. Well, if you watch TV, you're following the channel. You're seeing these spots. You've got this drawn on your own charts. QQQ, same kind of thing, right? We filled a gap, made a lower high, 50 days holding. Going into the jobs, I'm not surprised. I mean, you have a day off tomorrow. People are going to probably, I don't know, who knows what they're going to do tomorrow. The market knocks. I'm going to just watch. I mean, it kind of sucks. I kind of wish it was open because I'm taking Friday off to go to Vail and then going to Beaver Creek on Saturday. It'd be really nice if, I don't know, someone would get mad for me saying that, whatever. IWM, chop on at the lows, tends to be not like failing, but lagging. Keep an eye on it. DIA, same kind of thing. Seems to be lagging. Sega, if you know what I'm talking about. So keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on it. Gold. Trend line. Blue zone. Again, I like gold long term. I've said this. I'm on record. If you disappear a year from now, I am about 99.999% certain you're going to have higher highs. It's just, are you going to get the volatility and the pullback? Because this is what I don't trust. I really want to see silver and miners going gangbusters, and they're just not. And I've seen what this happens is it leads to what? These things get blown out one last time. Then we go. That's what I'm guessing here. Again, watch these action. Again, if I'm wrong, that's the nature of the beast. But miners have gotten absolutely imploded when the market pulls back. People go, how, why? Again, we've talked about this. Again, liquidity in the market. If they throw the baby out of the bathwaters, miners are considered one of the worst, like riskiest shit. So just kind of letting you know. Nice close though for them, but still, I'm hesitant to just go, oh, things are great. All right, 20-day, 50-day. 200-day, same thing again. I mean, we talked about them being oversold, right? You go from 51 down to 41. You're going to bounce a few points. It's just the nature of the beast. Again, people just do not know how to trade around positions. If you need to learn how to trade around positions, call a plumber. I don't know. It's all mental. People just can't do it. Can't do it. I don't want to sell. FOMO endlessly. Okay, well, then you're going to get burned out at some point. AEM, we like this long term. Just updating some drawings. Newmont. I mean, again, if you think this thing should be at a much higher price. And this is where I'm worried about. Not worried. It's more like, did I miss the bottom? We'll see. But when you zoom out, you go, oh, there's a lot of fucking room. But they are oversold, right? Like you go from 58 down to 36. I mean, give it 5 or 6 point bounce. I'm not going to scare me into chasing it. Pass, same thing again. I like all these names long term. Again, if you bought them today, I can guarantee you're going to be fine. But my biggest worry is that you might take some heat before they truly bottom. Taiwan Semi talked about the blow off topper. Said watch yesterday's action to follow through. Didn't. Now you filled the gap 8 and 10 day. Near term, probably could get some wicks, pops. We'll see. Again, tomorrow's off. We'll see. Micron pops on the news, gives it all back. People said I needed to make more sounds. I have my own internal mouth sounds, not the Jim Cramer board. Bye, 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 sell, sell, sell. Yeah, I'll do all of my voices. Oh, like Arnold will be trading today. Let's see, what do you think, Arnold? More biceps? Gotta hold the 150 day. That's how, again, these, if you zoom out, you're like, this is such a big chop range. If it gets over it, cool, it can go higher. If it breaks below it, look out below. I mean, again, you would not, I mean, if you've been trading long enough, you know that semiconductors get absolutely blasted. Like they go way lower than you think, just like they went way higher than you think. There's the top candle. AMD, lagging. NVIDIA, a lot of people are like, you're dumb. It's not the short 2025. I'm like, okay, we'll see. Again, we saw the candles Monday. We saw yesterday's candle. Look at today's. Nothing. But again, after dropping 10 points, there's buyers. You get it. Again, I think this is the 99% top, double top retest. You're welcome. You shorted it. Hot 5. Not high 5, hot 5. Because you made some points. SMCI, again, I don't even know what to say here. They cooked the books. Their auditor quit, saying everything's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the true value is. Intel, we talked about how this was just a dog leads the down. Look at that. On Monday, when the market was ripping, semis are on fire. Intel gaps up and then closes down $1. Now we're just chopping. SMH. We talked about range highs, watching it. Again, 200 days key. We've said as long as you hold, you could go in the chop zone. People are like, oh, I've chopped. I don't know. Dude, the IWM has chopped for a year in ranges at times. That's crazy. You think this is painful? Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, keep an eye on it. Again, you have your zones. You watch them. That's why you zoom out. I hate when people have tunnel vision. They just watch the 10-minute. Like, you don't see the bigger picture. You can't see the forest through the trees or whatever that saying is, right? Adobe, things that you wouldn't see if the market was bullish, right? Gaps down in earnings. People would be buying this thing up. Keeps making lower lows. Applesauce, talked about how it was a blow off top. Some of the folks in the Discord room talked about it. I can verify. I agree. Worst case scenario, you hit the 20-day. At some point, we're going to 230. Just keep it simple, stupid. Amazon seems to have topped, but 20-day curling down. I mean, this could be a choppy top. Don't get too excited until it breaks, right? If you shorted or go long, define your risk. Limit your pain. Speaking of not pain, Meta, we talked about shorting yesterday on the Dana White getting added to the board. Oh, they're getting rid of fact checkers. How convenient, right? Now they're going to... Is this all just so easily coordinated? I don't know. We'll see. 20 days key. The short from the 630 area is looking good. CRM, talked about this one's gotten pumped on the gap and then giving it all back slowly. So instead, he wins the race heading lower. Guggenheim has the next level quantum chips. Seems to be holding up. High and tight is bullish. Just needs to hold up. I mean, I think if any tech one, that to me looks the most bullish. But again, if it fails that 190 area in 20-day, it could just melt down. Microsoft, Mr. Softy. Big choppy range. Speaking of choppy ranges, February of 2024. Big choppy, sloppy range. We talked about if you wanted to short the gap fill. Now you're down here in between, middle of the range. Good luck. That's not going to be an easy one to pick what's next. Again, it could retest the highs or it could get bludgeoned. Your guess is good as mine. NDAQ. Love the short at 84. 84. Yeah. I mean, it's just, again, you don't go down a straight line. I think you think, again, we've talked about this exchange is going to be worthless. Meaning, like, no one's going to be trading tech. I'm telling you, the future, next session of this green technology, this future technology, is inputs. That's where the money's going to go. Because it already pumped in to the actual companies that are going to provide the services. Now they need inputs. And so that's how its cycles work. MicroStrategy, we talked about this one. It's probably heading back to the 240s. Is it going to be a straight line down? No. It gets oversold. We talked about that. He said, where next? Good a guess is mine. I mean, this is where it gets hard, right? You come off the lows. You don't know how high you're going to bounce. You can use references, but then you don't get there. And now you start milking your way back down to the lows. Well, now I'd be watching, I guess, 320. That's keep it simple, stupid, right? Again, I think it gets to 240s, 100-day at some point. Netflix and Spill, I mean, it looks like a chop top, but it's not really melting yet. So again, if you're bullish, bearish, just keep an eye on it. I mean, some days are just pointless, right? That's why we're trading. Like, that's why I love swing trading. Like, you don't have to sit there and babysit it every day. Roblox, holding up well. Not much I can say about it. Pan W, yes, feel so vindicated for not chasing. Said the 200-day was probably coming. What? Come on, 200-day, show up. 200 days always been important. Now, near term, it's oversold. Does it bounce? Yeah, probably. But here's the thing, right? Do you want to trade it? That's your question. I'm looking for a long-term purchase on cybersecurity names, but I just want, again, maybe this is a hope and a dream and a pipe dream. I want massive weakness. I want to see a VIX spike where you just puke up everything, and then I'm sitting there like Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood going, I drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. Yeah, you puke up all your holdings and I'm buying them at the lows. And I'm not saying you, but the proverbial market pukers. Tesla, again, we talked about big up leads to chop. No one listens. Now they're pissed off. It's like, sorry. Again, I mean, long term, I don't know if this is a double top if you zoom out, but I also do know that after big moves, you go into consolidation phases. We talk about that. Now what? Do you really want to hold to a consolidation? Fuck no. Take some profits. Move on. Find better trades. Leave some if you want in your portfolio, but if you say you had 1,000 shares, you should have sold 500 up near 500. And then, again, roll up at stop and for another 250 at the 20-day. Once the 20-day, you're like, all right, screw it. I'll leave the 250 in case something happens, but if not, I'm using that capital. I'll buy another trade, and then if it goes higher long term, you're good. And if it pulls back, you go, fuck yeah, I can buy it on the discount. And you could buy 2,000 shares on the discount at some point. Who knows? Insight, trying to speed it up. We like the stock. I think they get bought out at some point. I just want to see pullbacks. Palantir, again, another name that's been leading, not so much anymore. Below off top, double top, I don't know, or sorry, trap top. So the 20 days key. Now you're below it. See what happens. It could bounce back to it if it holds the 50. McDonald's, this thing is just going nowhere fast. Da 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 da. You're hating it if you're trading it because it's just kind of a dead stock. DKNG, we talked about getting down into these mid 30s. Is probably due to bounce. Well, here you go. Look at all these convergence of moving averages. There you go. That's your reshort spot if you need, or your stop out. Again, I think this is going lower. That's my guess, shorting it. I think, again, if you're going to what I think is coming in the economy, gambling stocks are going to get wrecked. I'll say online one. Airbnb, chopping around. There's some bills out there. There's some people out there who do not like online gambling. Like, at least they want the bookies. To be able to just access and hit a button on your phone and gamble away. I mean, I saw Dave Portnoy post something about making a video. He's like betting $15,000 doing a pizza review, playing blackjack on his phone. Ooh, boy. Costco, 100-day. We talked about the $1,000 level being the top. Starbucks, chopping. Again, these stocks, again, after the Chipotle CEO was stolen, came to Starbucks. Again, we talked about they got to earn it. Federal Express. Again, we like the short on this one on pops. Now it's going a little sideways. Okay. Just be careful, right? Like, I'm not going to tell you that it can't just melt down, but you're going to need the market to really melt down for this one to continue lower. It could chop around. And this is the thing. It does look weak. Look, market near highs. We said not so much, right? Caterpillar 200-day alert. Man, if this thing breaks, you've got room down to at least the 330. Keep it simple, stupid. Deer, we talked about this one blowing off. Look at that straight line move. Oh, I never take profits. Well, then you never freaking take them. You never realize them. Look at that. I mean, the straight line move is the line. How many times have I said this? The straight line move is the last part of an up move, y'all. Right? Keep it simple, stupid. 100-day. Keep an eye on it. Nucor. Chopping. Range lows. Again, we like these names. X. Going to get bought out at some point. Just a matter of who. U.S. Steel. Maybe we'll call it the Gulf of Mexico Steel. We'll see. Chopping. Watch the 30s. I like it in the 20s. Vale. This continues to just rain lower. Again, we like global growth names. These commodity names, but this one was due to bounce. I mean, again, CCJ, Arrow. All the, I mean, again, these are good names to keep an eye on. Ooh, CCJ. Sorry. Again, pulling back. We talked about need to hold this level. It's a really sneaky candle there. Keep an eye on it. Again, we like material names. We like commodity names. We like copper. We like lithium. We like uranium. We like ag. But I want to see them blow out. And again, they're just going to be hard to trade. Meaning, like, you're just going to have to buy it and every day go, oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. And it goes nowhere. AA, range lows, XLF. Like the short on this one a lot. Little rally at the close again, watching. Maybe it's waiting for earnings. There's bank earnings coming up next week, if I remember correctly. JP Morgan, we've been shorting around 245. It's an easy trade. You've got a reference. Hope it fails. Morgan Stanley, this one's been holding up pretty well, but then starting to get a little tired, just like JP Morgan. Bank of America, credit where credit due, holding up better than the rest. Keep an eye on this one. Goldman Sachs, right? Chopping around at this 20, 50-day cross. KRE, same kind of thing. At the 100-day, it looks like it's going to get toasted. But it doesn't have to toast right away, right? XBI, here's a risk-on name that should be flying. No, Baby bios have been doing nothing. Jets, interesting in that it just literally does nothing up here, chop top. Here's again, we're getting tired again, but you can short against, I think, 26 with a tight stop. It's very easy. This thing does not deserve to be up here. Housing stocks, HHB got a nice rally on the close with bonds, getting a little bought. I mean, after a big down, you're just slowly chopping your way lower. It's probably due to bounce, but if it doesn't, get the freak out the way. Again, I've seen this before in the markets. It's not always that easy. TAN, right? Shopping around. We talked about oversold conditions and solar names, and then oil and gas hitting some upside. Man, like a 100-day failed on that fucker. The NPH, talked about the mid to high 70s. Again, I'm not actively shorting any of these, but it makes sense to me if they pull back. If you want to short them, you have to short pops. For solar, a little more tricky. Keep an eye on it. HYG, I think you got to be out of your mind to be buying corporate debt. That's just my opinion. USO, US oil. This one's interesting, right? You have a range. Again, just when we look at oil, and now you're up in the range. Like, don't be surprised if it pulls back. UNG, I think it's all over the place. We'll see. Again, we like natural gas long term. KLD, I like the short in the 80s, cover in some in the 50s, cover the rest down here. Keep it on it. Again, I'd look for pops to short. Now, risk reward is not necessarily in your favor near term. XOP, we talked about these bouncing, getting a little tight up here. Keep an eye on this stuff because these had some nice runs, right? CVEs, this one didn't really go anywhere, which is interesting. Little baby bounce. Talked about the gasoline names getting a little bounce. Okay. Again, oversold. This is why we talked about there was a nice uptrade potentially in the oil and gas names. It's just now how much is left. Like BP, right? This thing pops, breaks the 100-day. I mean, that's a nice move. Don't be surprised if it consolidates a little bit. Not saying necessarily has to crash back, but ExxonMobil, right? Like pops from like 105 to 110. I mean, again, don't be surprised if these pull back a little bit. Occidental, nice run, right? It goes from like 46 up to 52, hits the 100-day. Don't be surprised if they pull back, right? EQT, same kind of thing. This one's holding up better actually than most. It's at the range highs, and it's probably coming into the 50 range. But when you zoom out, you see it is a big choppy range. Right? Speaking of like 3 years, you're welcome, right? Like if it gets over it, which I highly doubt it will at this point, but if it does, look out, man. Someone's buying them out. Flex LNG, last but not least, again, I think will be natural gas exporters. Have any questions? Don't hesitate to reach out. Apologize if the video seems longer than you'd like. This is the thing. Be the pro move is to watch it on 1.5 speed, hit pause as needed, and then move on. Love you guys. Have a great evening. Peace in the Middle East. Cheers. Oh, man, safety to everyone in freaking these fires, man. Don't get me started. Be safe. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.